What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. I am your host, AJ Alvarado, and we got the whole gang with us today, so don't worry about that. Also, guys, I didn't tweet this out last time. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and mute this. Sorry about that. So also, I didn't mention this last time, but if you want to find us on our social medias, it's right here down below. So you can find us on Twitter at AlvaradoAJ36, at Reed McCall. I'm just read it. You got it. Today we are talking about draft. The draft is this week on Thursday. Big moves. It's going to be a huge draft, you guys. It's going to go down in history. I believe so. You know you believe so. It's a lot of big names, a lot of QBs, a lot of CBs. We're going to get real into it. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining us live. Let's get started. Be strong. Oh, that was clean. I don't think I'm ever going to get tired of that.
Let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
Woo.
Woo. Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So glad everyone's here. If you guys are joining us live on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, thank you for being here. Welcome. If you are listening on SoundCloud or Spotify, thank you so much for being here. And welcome to Not So Pro Football Talk to get our Not So Pro opinions on this year's draft. But first, how we've been starting off every podcast as of late, we are going to share thanks to some of the players that decided to or thought it was a good idea to retire. And one of them being Jordan Reed. So I want to say a big thank you to Jordan Reed, especially me. I'm a Niners fan. He finished off his career with the San Francisco 49ers. A lot of respect. And that guy, he is an athlete. He is a former Pro Bowl player. He's 30 years old, and he did retire due to health concerns. He did receive a brain scan in late winter, and the results led to medical professionals to recommend that he stop playing. He played 7 seasons with the Washington football team, or Redskins. I don't know how y'all want to say it. They're always going to be the Skins to me. And he spent the last year with San Francisco, which I just said, catching 355 receptions with 28 touchdowns in a career that was sadly slowed down due to injuries. He did miss the entire 2019 season after a helmet-to-helmet collision in a pregame. And last year he missed quite a few games as well due to injuries. So there's no question that he was a beast on the field, but he knew that he had to hang up the helmet due to the concerns of his wife and kids. He does have a family, so he's a family man. He did come out, and he did say that he wants to be there fully in the future for his wife and kids. He did suffer through a lot of concussions. Reed, do you have anything to say to add on to that?
Not much. I think he made the right decision in retiring for his health and for his future. He can make any business decisions from here with the career he has made. So I think he made the right decision. I am bummed because he is an amazing athlete. And I personally, for me, a lot of years I picked him up on my fantasy team, and he helped me win a lot of games. So I just want to say thank you, Jordan Reed, for helping me beat these guys in
fantasy. Yeah, he definitely was a force to be reckoned with on the field. Big physical guy, and for as big of a guy that he had some good hands on him too. Incredible athlete. Yep. So thank you, Jordan Reed, for your time in the NFL. You were respected, and you were on a lot of fantasy football teams. Also, another big name that retired is the 11-year Cowboy, Sean Lee. I always felt like he was more of that glue that kept everything together for the defense, for the Cowboys. Even though they could never get anything working, he was always there. He never gave up, and he's one heck of an athlete too. I want to let Vince the Prince take over from here.
All right, guys. Yeah, like AJ said, that guy was the glue to that defense, even though he did have a lot of injuries. I know he tore his ACL. I believe it was in 2014. He missed that whole season. I know that was the start of the end for him. But he did come back, I believe, 2 years after that, and had one of the best seasons of his career in 2016. So let me just highlight some of his stats before we give him an applause for his great career. So talking about that 2016 season, he had 145 combined tackles, 93 solo, and in that season, he only played 15 games. So he didn't have one full game to play. No, he didn't have many interceptions, but for a middle linebacker or a right outside linebacker, wherever they put him at, he had 14 career interceptions, which is pretty good for, you know, just a running, I mean, a middle linebacker that didn't play too much every single year, but, he made his stamp on that defense, and he really was a force to be reckoned with. I mean, that guy was a tackling machine, especially when he was healthy. But yeah, I mean, it's sad to see guys go like that. People who've had such great careers, he's a name that everybody pretty much knew. If you were playing the Cowboys, that was like, oh, there's Sean Lee again, tackling our running back. Oh, there's Sean Lee, batting the ball down, maybe even making an interception. So I know, Gabe, I know you wanted to add on this as well. So I'll let you take the floor before we give him a nice clap.
Yeah, most definitely. He finished off his career with 995 tackles, like you said. That is eighth in his team history for the Cowboys. And the Cowboys have had some big names, so that's a pretty big, outstanding achievement for his career. Also, like you said, he had a great season, 2016, and then came back and played a full season in 2019 before getting hurt in 2020, and only played 9 games with a sports hernia, which ultimately would come back and make him make this decision. But definitely a Cowboys icon. Like Vince said, anybody that played him, anybody that's a Cowboys fan knows who Sean Lee is, and anybody that knows defense and loves the strategic defensive mind knows that Sean Lee was a big factor for the Cowboys this 11 seasons. Plus, I think he just was a great leader and definitely some big shoes to fill for the next 10 years or so.
Oh yeah, most definitely. There are big shoes, but yeah, hopefully the Cowboys can scatter up something together for them defensively, offensively. We don't know what's going to come offensively. Honestly, we don't know how Dak Prescott's going to come back and take over as that starting QB role. There's no doubt that he is a leader, but can he fit the part in the physical aspect? Is what the question is now. But we'll see. Them boys, they're going to go 16-0 is what Noah Russell is saying. Who let that guy back in? Howdy. How you doing, Noah? Glad you're making the stream or podcast live. Appreciate you being here. But we are not here to talk about retirement. We are here to talk about the draft. The draft is Thursday. I'm super excited. I know you guys are excited. This draft is going to be so exciting, you guys. So exciting. There's so many moves going on. So many. The Niners were at 12. Of course, I'm going to talk about the Niners. The Niners are at 12. Go to 3 overall. The Dolphins moved to 12. They went to 6 overall. Eagles are at 12 now. Now there's talk saying that there's teams that are willing or wanting to move down to get some more draft capital. And honestly, it's going to happen. A lot of this is going to happen. You're going to see a lot of this. Some teams are suffering. They don't have a lot of cap space left, and they still need to address a lot of positions. And they just can't do so with the cap that they have. So talking about the draft, this is going to be history. It really is. Because the last time 3 quarterbacks were taken in the first 3 picks was in 1999. That's how long ago it was, 1999. And that was with Tim Couch, Donovan McNabb, and Achilles Smith. In that order, of course. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence is going to go first. Zach Wilson is going to go second. But if they don't, it's going to cause a huge stir, and it's just going to be wild. But as of right now, it's going to go 1 and 2, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. But the question is, who is going number 3? And who better to tell you than Not So Pro Football, AJ Alvarado? All right. So number 3 overall, some might say that Mac Jones is the favorite, but this is why I'm saying otherwise. The Niners are at number 12, and they had a press conference today with head coach Kyle Shanahan and general manager John Lynch on the draft. So at the number 12 spot, there's 5 guys that they wanted. 5. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones. They said one out of those 5 guys should land number 12 spot, and they would be happy with that. And they came and commenced with that. They already knew who was going to fall. But they decided to give up all this draft capital, move up to number 3 so they could pick who they want. And when it was asked, well, what 2 are you looking at? Because today it was reported, it leaked, quote unquote, from the Niners organization that it was 2 quarterbacks that they've narrowed down to. And when asked that question, Shanahan said, yes, there are 5 quarterbacks that we are looking at. No one knows. No one knows except for Shanahan and John Lynch. Nothing has been leaked. No one knows who he likes. I get Mac Jones because it's easy to say Mac Jones because that's a quarterback that he likes. He likes that pocket QB like Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, Hoyer. That's just what he's used to in his play style. But there's a lot of QB prospects that he likes, and he can't commit to one. He probably knows an idea of who's leading, but he stated that the league will not know until Thursday. So just keep that in mind, you guys. He is not going to leak anything. That's how the Niners are. They do not leak, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm getting this information off of another podcast I listened to, NFL Rush podcast with John Chapman. Yes, I'm giving out a free shout out because I get a lot of my information on him. So thank you so much. But yeah, that's it. That's all he's getting. He is a Niners podcast, but Justin Fields, he is, as of recent, the talk of the Niners pick. He is projected to go in the first round, obviously. Hopefully, number 3. I would like to have Justin Fields. I mean, he is an athlete. But just this past week, he informed all of the NFL that he is battling epilepsy. That's
tough.
That is tough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing that is his fault. And honestly, in this world, it shouldn't be something that hold him back. You know, that it's tough. Like you guys said, it is tough. It's hard to talk about that, but he is battling epilepsy. And as a 49ers fan and also a football fan, you have to ask the question, will this affect his draft position? So concerning the situation, Rappaport tweeted Wednesday that it has not affected football, and doctors believe he'll outgrow it as his other family members have. So it's in the family. He has been battling epilepsy for the past few years, so it's not anything new. So all throughout his college career, he's had it. So what you saw last year, it could be a product of this year. So hopefully nothing to worry about. And by hearing that, some NFL teams that should shed some light. If not, they're still going to hesitate about him. But I still feel like he's going to get, at the end of the day, he's a talented individual. He is very talented. He's quick on his feet. He can make the throw. He has that connection with Kyle Shanahan. He went to Shanahan's QB camp, so they already have that connection. He knows how they are. They know how they work with each other. For me, it just makes too much sense for the Niners to draft Justin Fields. What do y'all think?
It's a really, really tough question. I think I hate to be the guy, but I'm going to be the guy. I think Mac Jones is going to go to the Niners. I don't see Justin Fields. It would be crazy, and I agreed with you with Trey Lance, great player, and Justin Fields as well. But I see Mac Jones. I just see Mac Jones going to the Niners. Just a pocket passer, great kid, has the stance of a great athlete. I think I put my money on Mac Jones. You heard it here, guys.
Mac Jones. And I tell you what, guys, as a Niners fan, if we draft Mac Jones, I won't be mad. I won't. He is top 5 QB in this draft for a reason. He's not a bad QB. He's really good. Is he third overall pick good? I don't think he's worth that much, but I don't know. What do you think, Reed?
Well, I think, in my opinion, the better choice here is Justin Fields.
Okay.
As far as the epilepsy thing, I really hope this isn't something that affects him. The doctor says it's not, and it's something he's battled in the past. But what if it gets worse? Just want to play a little devil's advocate. What if it does get worse, and it becomes something so bad his NFL career is over? That draft pick is wasted. So it's something you do have to consider still, even though I still think the better pick is Justin Fields. But the last thing I will say is, let's be honest, whoever they pick, Kyle Shanahan is going to use to the fullest. And they're going to end up with a great career with him as the head coach.
And I completely agree. Kyle Shanahan, I've said it many times, he is a wizard on the sideline. He knows what he's doing. That's why if he drafts Mac Jones, it's because there's a plan for him and he fits our system. Just for me, if the Niners should have traded with the Eagles, number 6 overall, if they really wanted Mac Jones. That's why I say it makes too much sense for them to draft Justin Fields, even though I would like for them to draft Trey Lance. And the reason for that is because I don't know if y'all seen Trey Lance's stats, but he's 30 for 1 when it comes to touchdown and interception ratio with a 50% completion rate. That guy does not like to turn over the ball. And whenever he's in trouble, he has a set of wheels on him too. So he will get out of any situation. I know. The talks are he was in North Dakota State. He didn't play against these big teams. See, he didn't play all last year. You don't know what you're getting. And that's why he's not a guaranteed top 5 pick. He's not. There's so much need for a QB in this draft class or in this draft, and Trey Lance would be much higher if he played this past year, but he didn't. But that's why I like him. It makes too much sense for Justin Fields, and I do agree with you that it's scary that it could grow and worsen. But we just have to see. This draft is this Thursday, so it's going to be wild. Noah says, I like a mobile QB better, Lance or Justin. Same. I like a mobile QB. I got a little taste of it when Colin Kaepernick was on there, and it just felt great. And just seeing Russell Wilson just breaking angles left and right and having a cannon for an arm is too good to be true. And that's something I want. I want a nice franchise QB. And all this trade talk saying the Niners are going to trade Jimmy G. If you listen to the press conference, Shanahan, when he got asked that question, he said, I can't guarantee you that any of those names on my roster right now will be on the first day of the field, on the field. There's no guarantee. Anyone could get cut. Anyone, for any reason. Jimmy G, his main problem is staying healthy. That's what he needs to focus on. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think, Vince?
Well, perfect time, man. I just wanted to say, back on that draft, that 3rd pick, I think Justin Fields is the best person to pick because, well, let's look at Noah's comment real fast. Cal didn't win with Matt Ryan or Jimmy G. They can't escape the pocket. And that's also what I want to say. Like, you move all the way down to that 3rd pick, you don't want to go with another pocket quarterback. Like you said, when they were at 12, they could have traded down to 6 and still gotten him, in my opinion, because I don't think any other team was going to pick him. Not because he's not good, but just because he doesn't fit today's QB style. It used to be that pocket quarterback was amazing in the 90s and the early 2000s, and that's all you saw. And then we have people like Russell Wilson, Colin Kaepernick. Shoot, even if you want to go back to the 70s and 80s, Warren Moon, that guy was like amazing for his day and age, but nobody really wanted to give him the credit because of the times they were living in. But like I saying right now, like, in today's game, a mobile quarterback is what every team needs. I hate to say it. Some teams hate to think it also, and they don't want to get away from it. But a mobile quarterback just gives you lots of options, and I think Justin Fields is that perfect option for the 49ers. I think they need to get out of this little system. Not to say anything about Kyle Shanahan's coaching style. He's a great coach, for real. That offense has been stellar for the past 6-7 years. I'm not gonna lie, but injuries has plagued y'all. and that's the only reason why he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and why the Niners don't get the credit they deserve on the offensive side. But yeah, I just think Justin Fields is the best pick here. Why are you gonna go all the way down to 3, and then get a guy that you already have had for the past 10 years?
Yeah. They stated that they're going to get someone that they want. And some compare Justin Fields to Baker Mayfield and how some people felt like he was overrated. They're very similar stats there, except Justin Fields, I feel like he has, a little smoother wheels on him, get by a little faster. So I feel like it could be that situation. But the Niners also stated that they're not going to rush anyone into a new system until they are ready. Whatever quarterback they draft, to be honest with you, we might not see next season. We might not see at all. If Jimmy G stays healthy and he's playing a good game because now he's motivated, he has fire behind him, he might just ball out. And you should be okay with that. If you have someone who's ready to lead the team how they should, you should be okay. Don't be excited about a shiny new toy. If something's not broke, don't fix it. Basically what I'm trying to say. But yeah, there's a lot here. I'm trying to go through my other notes. But no, if something's not broke, don't fix it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a good statement right there.
Just to counter that, I think what they should do is use their the capital they have on Jimmy G now and get something out of him. That's in my opinion. If they do decide to bench him for whoever they end up drafting, his stock just goes down. If you trade him now, I believe his stock is worth more. And I think that's the. If you're going to draft a quarterback, you might as well just trade Jimmy G now, in my opinion.
Okay, now I see where you're coming from there, and I do agree that his trade value or his value as a QB will drop. But let's give this scenario here. Even though we're top 3 and we're drafting a QB, it doesn't guarantee that he's going to be a stellar QB in the NFL. So let's say we trade Jimmy G and we get Justin Fields, or let's say Mac Jones. Either one of them, they don't make it. They're not. It wasn't cut out for them in the NFL. Then we're back to square one without a QB. And right now, I feel like we have a team that can compete for that championship if all healthy. A lot of teams are in that caliber nowadays. A lot of teams are stacked. I feel like we could all agree there. But yeah, that's why you play that risk. That's why he says he would trade Jimmy G for a first-round pick, because he's not going to get traded for a first-round pick. No one's going to trade that. Be safe. If something's not broke, don't fix it.
Last thing I want to say about that, and it's a question to you, AJ. Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo is a quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with? He's gotten you to a Super Bowl, but is he a quarterback you can win a Super Bowl with?
Most definitely. I definitely feel that Jimmy G can win a Super Bowl. We were one throw away from winning that Super Bowl back in 2019. One throw away when he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders.
And it's the throw. It was on him.
No,
he couldn't win it with him.
It was on him, but doesn't mean he's going to make that same mistake over and over again. But I do feel like we can win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. I mean, shoot, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No shade thrown.
I know.
No shade thrown.
That was a good Super Bowl.
It was a good Super Bowl. And just to clarify that nothing gets leaked from the Niners, he also stated that his friends, putting them on blast, are texting him who he's going to draft, and he's leaving everyone on red, basically. So nothing's getting leaked there.
So you're telling me he left you on red? That's messed up.
Well, I can't tell my insiders, what's coming in. I got very reliable sources coming out. But going from one stellar head coach to a new head coach, still talking about Philadelphia, let's talk about Philadelphia's new head coach. Now, that guy, he's a character. Let me just start off by saying that Eagles fans are either super excited or scared for their lives. And Nick Sirianni. So Nick Sirianni, he comes up in the podium and he went to a couple pro days, right? And he says he wanted to test out these draft prospects, and a lot of it was through Zoom. So kind of like how we're doing right now. Let me give you all an example. Hey Gabe.
Yeah, what's up?
Play me paper rock scissors right now.
For my job?
For your job.
Okay.
We're gonna go paper rock scissors shoot. Ready? Because you suck. You can't count. You can't count. You suck.
All right.
Your beard's horrible.
That's it. It's
ready?
better than yours.
You ready? Ready?
Ready. I'm ready.
Rock, scissors, shoot. Nah, you did that late. I won. You're not that good. You're not that good.
You guys.
How can you not be good at paper rock scissors? It's basically what head coach Nick Sirianni did to these draft prospects. He wanted to feel how competitive these guys were. So he reportedly said, I started laughing when I heard this. He played paper rock scissors with these draft prospects to get a feel on how competitive they are. Do you guys have something to say?
This sounds like we're over exaggerating this, but this is directly from his mouth. He said this. He said he played rock, paper, scissors and see how competitive they are. Because that's going to define how good at their job's going to be. Because apparently he says how competitive they are and how much they love football is like that changes everything about like how good are their skills. It's more about their love for the game and how much they are competitive, which, I mean, maybe he's right. Who's to say we're wrong yet? I mean, maybe his draft class is incredible. We're all just like, this guy has the master plan. Everyone has to follow this now. Everyone, it's at the start of every interview, we're playing rock, paper, scissors. That's the new thing. Maybe he's right. But right now, it just seems ridiculous. If I'm an Eagles fan right now, I would be worried. I'd be very worried.
Eagles, am I right?
Hey, but don't worry. I hear he's going to start playing tic-tac-toe next. Taking that next level up.
Now we're getting serious.
Yeah, now we're getting serious. But that's not it. We're not done there. We are not done there.
I wish we were done.
I wish. Yes, I know. This is pretty bad. So after his game of paper, rock, scissors, and after they let Carson Wentz go, they announced that Hurts is not the starter. He's not going to be the starter for the Eagles. What is your plan? Are you going to go out there yourself? You're going to find the best 5-year-old kid to beat you up paper, rock, scissors to go out there? What are they thinking?
I don't know, man. I don't know what he is thinking, honestly. Like, that kid, they drafted him last year. Like, they had a plan for him. They knew that Carson Wentz, after these past few years, Nick Foles had to take the reins because Carson Wentz was either hurt or he just couldn't hack it, and he wasn't doing the best of his ability, right? Everybody thought Carson Wentz was going to be that guy, lead him to the Super Bowl, win it for him. And Nick Foles comes in the playoffs and just takes that team and wins them a Super Bowl. But you draft this guy, and then you say, "Oh no, he's not our starter. We don't know who is our starter, but it might not be him." Like what? Like, are you gonna draft another quarterback way down there again and see who wins out that spot, or are you gonna let Joe Flacco come in after a 1-year signing and take the spot from him? So I don't know what this guy's plan is. He's playing paper, rock, scissors, like you said. He's Zoom calling all these prospects, and he's just, in my opinion, doing it the wrong way. I mean, if that's his way of doing it, and if that's his way of finding people to win the game, all for it for him. Go for it. It's your job, it's your money, it's your livelihood and future. But in my opinion, this kid, Jalen Hurts, is your starter week 1 for sure. But no doubt, unless he has an injury to where he can't even step out on the field, he's your starter. There's no doubt.
You know what this tells us, right? That Joe Flacco is better than Jalen Hurts at paper, rock, scissors. That's why. That's why he's
True.
called it. That's
True.
what tells. That's the scenario right there. That's what it is.
And I know I said this last stream, but how I said the rule is new head coach, new QB. I feel like this is a whole different scenario. And going back to what you said, Vince, how they're going to draft a QB real late. We got to remember they have the 12th overall pick. And as of today, they said that two teams want to draft up to get a QB. One of them being the New England Patriots and the other one being the Philadelphia Eagles. And in my head, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Eagles want a new QB. They announced Hurts is not going to be their starter. They want to get into the top 10. They're going to have 2 spots away. They could do it. But I was thinking even harder, and I said, they were in the top 10. They had the 6th overall pick, and they traded with the Dolphins to get out of the top 10. And now they're trying to get back into the top 10? What? That? Okay, now that's when you're scratching your head as an Eagles fan saying, what's my team doing? What are they doing? And honestly, it could be all cap where they're not trying to get back into the top 10 to draft a QB, but they just announced that Hurts is not going to be the QB, the starting QB, that he's going to have to fight for it. So that doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. Yeah, I just think this Sirianni guy is digging himself a hole already so early in his head coaching job for the Eagles. But like you said, who knows? Maybe they make another move, AJ. Who knows? Do they go from 12 to wherever the Patriots are at? You know, so let's say the Patriots don't get a pick in the top 10, and let's say the Eagles are open to trading, and let's say they get maybe even a backup quarterback from the New England Patriots or some other team who wants to trade down. Maybe that's the move that Sirianni's looking for. You never know what, like you said, this draft is going to be legendary. It's going to go down in history. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what each team is thinking, and we especially don't know what this Sirianni guy is thinking as well. So who knows? I'm just throwing ideas out there just to keep the viewers spinning like us.
Trade camp.
Yeah. And now it kind of got confirmed that that rumor was false about the Patriots trying to get Love on draft day. What was tweeted out today, how they see him in the future taking over the team. So the New England Patriots are still maybe in the run to going to get a QB in the first round. And remember, it doesn't have to be these top 5 QBs. There's plenty of QBs in this draft. I mean, there's plenty of potential, like the QB from Florida. I know he had Kyle Pitts, but they did a stellar job out there, and they had a solid season. So, I mean, there's plenty of prospects out there not to be ashamed of. Another rumor that is going around is that the Dolphins might make another move, that they might move up 1 spot because they want Jamar Chase. Do y'all think they might get Jamar Chase? They want him?
Who knows? I mean, I would draft up for Jamar Chase. I mean, have you seen that guy? That guy's insane. He reminds me of DK Metcalf a little bit. Maybe not up to the same standards, but this guy is quick. He's not as big, but he's a good receiver. I mean, who knows? Maybe. I mean, I know they made a couple of moves this offseason, so their team has gotten better, without a doubt. So maybe Jamar Chase is their last piece of the puzzle, and they really want this guy. I mean, why not give up some draft capital? You have so much already. You might as well get rid of a few picks for a guy that could very much be your star wide receiver for the next 10 years. Who knows?
That is very true. And remember, guys, if you guys are here, ask us questions. If you have a question about the draft, about your team, shoot us a question. We'll answer it to our unpro ability to get to you. But speaking about the draft, I saw this segment on Good Morning Football, and I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, they asked everyone on the table, what Disney character would you draft this for your team, right? And I was like, wow, that's super cool. let's twist it up a bit, right? Because I don't want to copy and paste, but we basically are. So, guys, what Nintendo character would y'all like to draft on your team? What Nintendo? If you can't think of Nintendo characters, think about Super Smash Bros. All those characters are from Nintendo. And to give y'all a couple of minutes, I'll let y'all know what my thoughts are. I would love to have Yoshi on my team. That guy is a speedster, and he has reach with that tongue. There ain't nothing that's gonna be flown out. He's a great wide receiver. He has the speed. He's might not be as tough, but you know what? He'll catch that ball. So that'll be my draft. And I want to start off with I'm gonna start off with Gabe. He looks too excited to answer this question. He looks way too excited.
Mine, I use this guy in Smash all the time. I got Kirby. He could, if he wants to be a receiver that game, he could, transform into the best receiver on the other team or a corner. Any player that he wants to be, he could be that player. If you think about it, and I think he would be a great quarterback for the Patriots. Kirby,
a quarterback.
He could be good at anything. Remember, he could be anything he wants.
But I think that'll be flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, sucking up other players. Don't you think?
I said transform, but whatever. Hey, it's cool.
There you go. Thank you so much, Ray DT, for chiming in. I knew you'll get into this question. If you had to draft one, Rayu, who would it be? Leave it down. Vince, who you drafted?
All right, man. Well, you guys know how I play. I get that character in Smash that nobody wants. I would say Villager, but I think my team already has Villager. We got Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett's riding on a rocket, going past all these cornerbacks, safeties, and he's making these spectacular catches. So, I would probably get another speedster. Let's go with Sonic, man.
Ooh,
yeah, that's a good one.
We need a good slot receiver. I mean, we got DK Metcalf on the outside. We got Tyler Lockett on the other side. He can switch in wherever he wants. And let's say we get a speedster in the draft, late in second round, maybe fourth round. Who knows? There's a lot of talent out there, like you guys were saying. So let's get a speedster. That would be my Super Smash Bros. Pick. Why would he be cheating? I mean, there's so many fast people like Tyreek Hill. Why can't I get a Tyreek Hill on my team?
There you go. That's one way.
Hey, the corner will be Fox. He'll be able to keep up. Don't worry. Reed, what do you think?
Well, I'm really mad because when you asked this, I instantly thought, oh, I'm going to pick Kirby because I'm going to put the dude in running back, and if anybody tries to tackle him, he's just going to suck him right in, and it's game over.
Throw him right out.
And Gabriel took that. I was like, I got to come up with a new answer, I instantly thought, Sonic. We're going to put out a running back, and no one's going to touch him. Now I don't know who to pick.
She's
I got the third draft pick. I don't know who to draft now.
Hey, man. How about you stick on the offensive side and you think about your QB, man? You draft Bowser, man. Get that O-line in there.
We fit trainer.
We fit trainer.
Good.
Okay.
Do push-ups.
You're so annoying with that character, by the way. All you guys are annoying with those characters. All y'all. Jeez, man. But yeah, I thought that was a super cool segment that they did. They all had Disney shirts, and they put like the logo onto their Disney character. It was pretty cool. But anyways, let's get back into real talk here. Let's talk about the Chiefs making some money moves. They're making some money moves, those Chiefs, man. And with all teams, the Ravens, like if you're a Ravens fan or in the Ravens organization, you gotta ask yourselves, or you gotta ask the team, what are you thinking? That is the one team that is stopping you these past couple of years. You can't get past that team, and here you are handing them basically a give out. It was an extra trade by the Chiefs, a horrible trade by the Ravens. The one area that the Chiefs were bleeding drastically, that they couldn't recover, which they got exposed in the Super Bowl, was your offensive line. You saw Patrick Mahomes scrambling for his life. So they're like, okay, our bad. We'll fix it. We get rid of these two guys. Get out of here. You guys are not protecting. And you guys are this whole league's allowing them to pick up these all-star offensive lineman, Orlando Brown. He is a young stud, a force to be reckoned with. I will keep saying that, force to be reckoned with, because that guy, he's going to protect Mahomes. And just like that, the Chiefs got better. They got better. Why?
Who knows, man? The NFL is a crazy place. I mean, oh, you're gonna say something, Gabe?
No. I said them Chiefs.
No, man. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I know the cap space went down this year. How old is this guy, Orlando Brown? He's super
Orlando
young.
Brown.
He's still in his deal.
Yeah, he's still in his rookie deal. Yeah, that's correct.
And I guess that's how they pulled it off. But I don't know what the Ravens were thinking. You know, you have yourself a great quarterback as well, and Lamar Jackson. Of course, he's a scrambler. Yeah, they say he's a running back more than he is a quarterback. But come on, like, why are you going to get rid of such a great kid? I mean, I see right here, you guys put in the chat, he's 24. So he's so young. He's got so much potential. I mean, I'm pretty sure he gave up less than 3 sacks on the year for how great he is and how great of a steal he was for the Chiefs. But I don't know, man. I just feel like these Chiefs keep getting better and better, and they are the cheat code.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
He did say earlier this week that he vows to protect Patrick Mahomes, and he shouldn't have to run because of me.
I saw
That's
that.
a pretty confident young man. That's good. That's really good for them.
Yeah, we'll see what Nick Bosa has to say about that.
I think this is a great trade for the Chiefs also. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm very, very happy after what happened in that Super Bowl. Let's say they go back to the Super Bowl, most likely. There's a good chance that the Buccaneers are also there with them. I mean, as far as if none of our teams make it. But yeah,
right.
There's a good chance the Buccaneers will be there. And now he's going to have Orlando Brown to stop those Jason Pierre-Paul, Vinny Vito, whatever his name is. I forget his first name.
Vincent Vento.
He's going to stop Vincent Vento. This is a great trade for them, and they barely gave up anything. I mean, they traded back a bit. They gave a 3rd round, 4th round, and then a 5th round next year.
The Chiefs?
Yeah. I would take that deal in a heartbeat. Any team would.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like the Ravens definitely could have gotten more out of them, and I would love to know how they didn't, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, they did get a lot of draft capital for this year. I mean, maybe there's some offensive tackles, offensive linemen that fall in the draft. Who knows? With all these star wide receivers, cornerbacks, quarterbacks, defensive ends, maybe an offensive tackle was down there at, let's see what picks they have.
31, 94, and 136. That's what they got from them.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just saying the picks that they got. They already have picks that they didn't give away because they gave away their star offensive lineman. So who knows? I mean, this draft is crazy. Maybe Baltimore does know what they're doing, but as of right now, as Reed always says, the Chiefs won this one because they have a player that they know is stellar. So the Chiefs really did win this one for sure. Giving up a 1st round pick at pick 31, I mean, come on. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, why, Ravens? Why? And y'all gonna be the first ones to complain whenever y'all can't beat Mahomes. But they basically said, Mahomes, we're sorry you got hit. We're sorry you had to scramble. We will take care of you because you take care of us. Everyone's watching this. How do you think a quarterback like Russell Wilson feels when he specifically asked, even out there to the media, give me some help? And the Chiefs went all out for this guy. I mean, how do you think he feels?
Well, I'll start off. I mean, that is my team. I think he's pretty angry. I think in this off season, we've only got we re-signed our center. We got maybe 2 offensive linemen, but nothing compared to what the Chiefs just got. Like Russell Wilson was expecting them to, the Seahawks general manager and everything, to just go after all these top-rated offensive linemen that were out in free agency this year, and we didn't. We decided to go after some other areas like cornerback, which we do need. We didn't get any stars there either, but I mean, if I was Russell Wilson, I would not be the happiest. But he's always a positive guy, so he's not gonna make a big stink about it. He's just gonna play his game, and maybe next off season he'll sing the same tune again. Give me some help, and maybe we do it, but maybe we don't.
Yeah, the Seahawks are very fortunate that Russell's a very understanding guy. But how long would it take till he breaks? Literally. I mean, getting hit that much.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that was kind of wild. Chiefs definitely won that trade. That they grade that trade an A. Probably for the Chiefs. For the Ravens, that's dude, what are you doing? What are you doing?
C-, bro, not a D. I mean, like how Reed says again, those picks are not set in stone. Like you could pick someone and it'd just be a bust. Maybe all of them, maybe 1, maybe 2. Who knows?
Yeah. There's a reason why Lamar was scrambling all last year. I mean, you still need to address the O-line. Just because you got one stud doesn't mean you're good.
Mm-hmm.
And what the Chiefs did, they completed their line.
Yep.
The Ravens took a step back. So after that trade, let's get into another segment that is new. I don't know if you guys ever played this game before, but we are going to play Would You Rather.
Woo!
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 Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start off with Gabriel Munoz.
Hey, that's me.
Gabriel,
Hit me with a question.
would you rather have as QB
Oh, man.
Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson?
Oh, that's a real tough question. That's a really good question. I would have Lamar Jackson. Reason being is
You see that, AJ?
Yeah, I did. I put that up there. Love it,
reason
man.
being that Lamar is kind of the whole package. His talented is limited. I will agree. But these upcoming years, he has shown some real good toughness and some real charisma out there in the field, especially when he played the Browns, which was the game of the year, I would say, when they played and he had to go. He left for an injury. We all know what was going on. He had to go to the restroom, basically. And he came back and basically won the game in 2 minutes. I mean, he is a great player. And I'm not a big Ravens fan, and I'm not a big Lamar fan either. Trust me. I do not like the Ravens, but I would pick Lamar because he is kind of the whole package. And like I said, this season he really built some charisma. And he really got tough. He understands the game. He knows what it takes to win. And I feel like he's one of those players that won't second guess a decision that he's making, which is really good. Great speed, got some wheels on him. He can throw the ball without a doubt. But yeah, that's my guy. Justin Fields, I can't speak for that because we don't know if he's going to be great in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. He is a great player. He is talented. And I think he's one of those players that he's quiet in the background, but when he gets on the field, he could play, and he plays really hard. He played the national championship with a injury. I believe it was a back or something with his stomach area, and he still went out there. He still tried to put up a game. But Lamar Jackson, without a doubt, that'd be great. That's a great question. That's a really tough question too.
Awesome, and I couldn't agree more. I think you hit the nail right on the head. I feel like Justin Fields could be more, but Lamar Jackson, he has experience in the NFL, and he's not that bad. He is not that bad. I mean, last year he did get exposed. Teams do catch up. So, but yeah, I think overall, I would pick Lamar Jackson over Justin Fields as of now.
I agree.
Oh yeah. I want to pick a little tougher question now. This one's going out to Vince the Prince. In this draft, Vince, this is a QB and CB draft. Who are you drafting? Patrick Surtain the second or J.C. Horn?
Ooh. All right. So you gave me a good one. And I'm glad I've done my research on some of these cornerbacks. So let me just start off with Patrick Surtain, of course. And I'm going to try to stay away from both of these guys' dads because they were NFL players as well, for both of them. But I see it in the media all the time. Oh, well, his dad was a Hall of Famer. His dad was a Pro Bowler 4 times. Who cares? They're not in the NFL anymore. And that's just my not so pro opinion. But I think we should be focusing on these kids more than their dad's legacies. Of course, they have shoes to fill, but let these kids make a name for themselves, you know? I just feel like that's the best thing to do for these kids. Don't say, oh, well, let's hope he's like his dad. Let's hope he's like his brother. Just let him make a name for himself. So let me go start off with Patrick Surtain the second. His 40 time was decent for a cornerback. He's a big body guy, 6'2". I think he's about 205 pounds. So pretty good weight. His 40 time was 4.46. Some people got him at an unofficial 4.42, but the official they got him at with the reader, the gun, was 4.46. His vertical was decent. I've seen better. It was 39 inches, you know. Maybe mine's like a 40, you know. But but he also did well on the bench. 18 times at 225. It's pretty good. It's no DK Metcalf, but it'll do. The good thing about this kid is he's a great tackler. Usually you get kids from college coming in, they don't do too much tackling because they got those amazing linebackers, or, you know, just sometimes defense isn't a big thing in college football. But this kid is a great tackler. He's proven himself. And this guy was named the SEC Defensive Player of the Year in 2020 for Bama. So that's a pretty good accolade there to add to his list, especially going into the draft. And this kid also has humongous hands. I don't know who's to compare it to, but I say like this guy's got like Kawhi hands, man. 10 inches from pinky to thumb. 10 inches. That's wild. So that'll definitely help him. Maybe that's why he's a great tackler. He's not so much proven himself in the interception game. He hasn't had too many, but he does bat a lot of balls away. And if I were to compare him to someone, I would say he plays like Byron Jones from Miami. You know, he's not a stellar guy. He's not going to be out there catching interceptions, making records and all that. But he is a guy that can go ahead and go into the starting lineup and really work it. So that's who I compare him to. I think he's a good player. But in my opinion, I'm choosing J.C. Horn. To get back to your question, this guy is fast and he's physical. So let me get to his 40 time. 4.39 for a cornerback. 6'1", 205 pounds. He's got 33-inch long arms, so he can reach up there. He's got 9 1/8 inch hands, and, you know, not as big, but this guy has a 41.5-inch vertical. That is insane. At 6'1", 205 with that vertical and that speed, this guy's a crazy athlete, man. And that's why I'm going to choose him. He's proven himself in man-to-man coverage, and I just think if you're a cornerback, you should prove yourself in man-to-man coverage, and that's why they have this guy so rated so high. The only thing I'll compare him to is Kyle Fuller from the Bears. I know, Reed, you know a lot of that guy. I don't know if you think much of him, but they're both athletic, you know? I think you need a cornerback to be athletic, just like you need your wide receivers to be athletic. These cornerbacks have to be athletic too and keep up with those wide receivers, especially in today's game. So yeah, I'll pick J.C. Horn. You know, I'll choose the guy with the smaller hands and the faster speed because that's that's how this NFL works now. You got to have speed and you got to have toughness, and that's this kid.
Yeah. I agree with you there. That's the one reason why I like this guy is because he's extremely physical. Doesn't matter how big you are, he is going to bully you uh, right off the ball. So I would prefer to pick J.C. Horn over Patrick Surtain as well. That is just me. Patrick Surtain, no shade on him. He's an excellent corner, and he is going to go this first round, and he's going to hopefully finds a good home, not in our division, but somewhere else. Reed,
Yes.
I got a fun question for you, Reed.
Okay.
Fun one. And
Fun
remember,
one?
just be open-minded to it.
Open-minded. Okay.
Think about all of our viewers.
All the viewers.
All right.
Opening my mind.
You're new, right? You're new to this world. And you're coming in and you
Okay.
find a football and you like it and you
Whoa. I like
wanna
it.
get into football, right?
I want it. I want
The first two teams that you see, right? Those are the two teams that you're gonna be a fan of for the rest of your life. You have a
Okay.
choice to pick. You saw this one coming: the Dallas Cowboys or the New York Jets.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay, am I supposed to think of this as a newborn child or someone who's watched football for countless years?
As a newborn child, it's
As a newborn
2021.
child?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since I am acting as a child, then I would choose the Dallas Cowboys. I see the
Ooh.
bright star. I see Jerry Jones, the bright lights, the big stadium. And I'm like, wow, this is cool. And I'll become a Dallas Cowboys fan. And I would probably be disappointed every single year, be unhappy. But no, I would be happy, just disappointed every year. I would be completely just brainwashed into thinking we're going to go 16-0, 17-0. Yeah, I would just act like a child.
Yeah.
Rito. You know what, though, Reed? Pete De La Peña says that
Dang.
That's
We
good.
did not catch it. We can break that down for hours.
He caught
I'm going to shed some light into the Cowboys community. I mean, I think the last place where I want to be is to be rooting for a New York team. I would hate to do that. I got no hate on the Jets, but yeah, Cowboys. Don't listen to them, guys. Don't
Yeah.
listen to them. The Cowboys, they have been a good team for so many years. They just had bad breaks, man. Bad breaks. And when it comes down to it, we could hate on them so much just because they hate on every other team that exists. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys have always had a good team. They just had bad breaks. I mean, honestly, if I was a Cowboys fan, last year, Las Vegas had the Cowboys winning it all. They had it winning it all. I mean, and it was believable too. I mean, that team is stacked. It's not a surprise to me why there's so many Cowboy fans, but it is pretty weird that they all think the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, and I'm not hearing this from my son. No, I'm going to Niners. I'm a realist. That's right. You ain't wrong, AJ. Hey, thank you so much, Nick De La Rosa, for joining us live. Appreciate you seeing you here. But I hear y'all have a question for me.
I have one. I don't know if anybody else does. Okay, AJ. This one is going to be pertaining half to the draft and half not. Mostly to the draft. But here goes. Stay with me because it's a long one. I got to explain it. So let's say we're in this year, 2021, going into the draft. Have the ability to pick the first round, second round, and third round pick theoretically, right?
Okay.
Let's say you're the GM for all three teams. And you're going to rank these quarterbacks from 1 to 3 on how you would pick them and why. So, here goes. If Joe Burrow was in this year's draft, would you rather take him over any of the other 5 quarterbacks that are projected to go first, second, and third? And with these picks, whoever you choose in whatever order, why do you choose it that way?
Okay, that was a good question. After I spit this, you gotta spit some respect on my name. So last year, the last draft, there was a possibility of Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow to be in the same draft class, and people were going nuts. But back then, people would have picked Trevor Lawrence over Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
But now there is no buts. It'll be the same thing. I think Trevor Lawrence is still an NFL ready QB. Joe Burrow, it's hard to talk about it because of his injury. He did an excellent job with a how do I say this? He did an excellent job
Very
with
poor.
not a very poor, but with a team that was missing a lot of pieces, an incomplete team. He did a great job. I felt like he saw that leader role there and he took it and he did wonders. I mean, if you looked at the beginning of the season, they lost. All the games they lost were close games. It came down to the last minute. And just like what I said before, he just had bad breaks. He is a talent. He really is. Joe Burrow, he's one of those QBs. I hope he comes back the same. Hope he comes back better, ready, and not hurt or scared like how Jimmy G did. I'm getting flashbacks. But number one, I think I'll still take Trevor Lawrence just due to the fact that I felt like I didn't see enough of Joe Burrow. For the number 2 overall pick, that's where it gets kind of rough because you don't hear a lot of talks about Zach Wilson. The only thing you hear about Zach Wilson is that he's going number 2 overall.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's fair, but the only reason why you don't hear a lot of talks is because he's that solid of a QB. He's a guy that goes to work, gets his job done, and gets out. He will be that pocket quarterback that he needs to be, and he will go on the run if he needs to go on the run. But he's not going to waste any time on trying to do any fancy moves. They showed this clip on his pro day where he rolled out to the right. His check down was there, turned his hips, and made a complete throw to the other side of the field. It reminded me a lot of Aaron Rodgers. I was truly amazed, and I can see why this guy is going number 2 overall without a question. But that's tough because Joe Burrow was up there too. He was in that competitive category against Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. And honestly, I would have to go with Joe Burrow number 2 and Zach Wilson number 3. Just due to a lot of non-playing time. Like I said, I want Trey Lance to be up there, but he did play all last year, so you don't know what you're getting. Joe Burrow, he got injured, but he was still a great athlete. He did a good job for the Bengals, and I feel like he's going to be there for the next 10 to 12 years if he could stay healthy. He is the next franchise quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. They just need to build around him and just don't make any mistakes, guys. Don't make any mistakes. You look good, you feel good with those new uniforms.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, that's me. I'll have Trevor Lawrence number 1, Joe Burrow number 2, and Zach Wilson number 3 if Joe Burrow was in this draft class. And it's going to be very interesting to see what Trevor Lawrence can do with the Jaguars. I don't believe they're the worst team in the league. I honestly don't. They have a lot of potential. They just need to fill a couple of gaps, and that QB spot was one of them. Gardner Minshew looked like he was going to be the guy, but he was just too inconsistent. They need to find someone, and injuries too. They need to find someone to really lead that team. And I think Trevor Lawrence can do the job. They're not going to be a Super Bowl competitor team for the next 2 years, but they're in the right path. Definitely in the right path. There's my answer.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. AJ, I got a question for you.
Okay. Oh, also, by the way, for y'all in the comments, if you guys have a question of would you rather, go ahead and leave it down for any one of us. We will answer it. Go ahead, Gabe.
AJ, the San Francisco 49ers drafted QB Joe Montana in what round of the 1979 NFL draft?
That's just a straight up question. It's not a would you rather question. But
Oh, I thought we were straight up question. I'll give you the first round, second round, third round, or he wasn't drafted?
I want to say it wasn't the first round. I want to say the third round.
You're actually correct, man. Good job. That was good.
Thank
He
you.
was drafted the 82nd overall, the very last pick of the third round.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about the specific stats in the history, but I do know he wasn't, top tier quarterback coming out of the draft. But yeah, I think I heard it once where he was drafted in the third round and it's just back here hiding somewhere. But yeah, Reed, do you have a question?
I do not.
You don't? Well,
No.
I got a question for you.
Oh, okay.
So the question is,
Your
the question is, since 2002,
Okay.
the Packers have not drafted a receiver, a running back, or a tight end in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Are they breaking that streak this year? If so, with who?
So I don't think they break it. And honestly, I don't want them to. I personally want an offensive lineman. I want to protect Aaron Rodgers. I want to protect Aaron Jones. I want to protect both of our Aarons. I think we don't need another running back. We got Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon as our number 2 guy. I think we're good at running back. At wide receiver, why are you throwing the flag? Yeah, I mean, you said my explanation yet.
No, go ahead. You're explaining it.
At wide receiver, we have the best wide receiver in the league, Devontae Adams. And then we have good guys. We have Marquise Valdez-Scantling, who can take the top off of defense. We have Alan Lazard, who's constantly there on third down. And then we have at tight end, we have Robert Tonyan, who had 10-plus touchdowns. I don't remember where he finished off at exactly. But I don't think we need more weapons for Aaron Rodgers. I need to get the heck out of here. I don't think we need more weapons for Aaron Rodgers, even though more weapons could I think we can find more weapons in the second and third round draft picks. I want to protect Aaron Rodgers. He's getting older, and we lost some pieces on our offensive line. We didn't lose any pieces anywhere else in our offense. Offensive line is where we have holes at right now, and we need to cover them. So I do not think we changed that at all.
Okay. For those of y'all guys are on Spotify and SoundCloud, if you heard a loud thump while he was talking, I threw a challenge flag so hard it almost broke my door.
Okay, let's hear
it. So you guys have what, the 29th pick?
Yes.
You guys have a 29th pick. Hear out Adams, dude. Devontae Adams. Hear him out, man. That guy, he needs some help. He needs some help. He can't do it all, brother.
He can't do it all.
I know he has been doing it all. Wait, what'd you say? Did you say he has or he hasn't?
He hasn't.
He hasn't. I see a couple of facial expressions here. And Rito.
Okay.
You can't milk the same cow over and over again and expect the same productivity, brother. So, oh man, I'm just trying to focus up here, my camera. But yeah, I feel like he needs some help, man. Put some relief, release some stress on him. That guy's making insane catches, and he's running, these routes that him and Aaron Rodgers have a connection with. Just release some stress off of that, man. You put too much stress in one area, and something might break. And I get it. The Packers, they've been a solid team. And they haven't broken yet, and I get priorities to protect the QB, protect the running back, but I feel like he has good protection. Good enough. You could always address it, but I would more address it in the second round. Get some talent up there. Get some talent. Help out Adams. Help out Rodgers. Help out your running back, Jones. Help out your running back.
So are you specifically saying we should draft a wide receiver, or what position are you saying?
Wide receiver or tight end.
Wide receiver or tight end. Why tight end? We have Robert Tonyan. And we already drafted a tight end last year with Sternberger. He looked really good. He just got injured. And then we have Mercedes Lewis, we just re-signed. So tight end doesn't really make sense here. Wide receiver, you definitely have a case for that. I definitely believe that.
Okay, so wide receiver, I got a case. Tight end, if there's talent on the board, you should take it. If there's talent on the board,
I agree with that.
And there's so many sets that the Packers can run of how experienced Aaron Rodgers is. So let's say there's not a receiver that late in the draft, but there's at least a decent tight end y'all could pick up, at least another tight end, run a double tight end set. I mean, that's something.
We've been running a lot of double tight end sets with Mercedes Lewis. Mercedes Lewis has been great. He's a great blocking tight end.
Make it better. That's why I threw the flag. That's my explanation. You don't have to agree. That's why we're not so pro here. That's fine.
I would personally love another offensive lineman.
Okay. I mean, every team needs offensive linemen.
Of course.
Everyone needs to focus on protection. But there we go. Gabriel.
Yeah.
Who are the Patriots drafting? What are they doing?
That's a really good question. I have no freaking clue. I wish I knew. Supposedly they're trying to draft for Justin Fields. I don't think no like shade to Justin Fields or any player. I just don't think Justin Fields is a guy. And if we do trade for Justin Fields, I think he's not going to be a starter. Obviously, his first year. I think he's going to be behind Cam Newton if Cam Newton plays the whole season. And then the second season, Patriots are going to get rid of Cam Newton and put Justin Fields on and keep that RBO style run with the QB, running back, double tight end set type of offense that they ran this year with Cam Newton. That's what I think is going to happen. But if we don't get Justin Fields, I definitely see the Patriots getting Elijah Vera-Tucker from USC. He's the second best offensive tackle and guard in this draft. Played outstanding with limited participation this year. He did opt out and then opt back in this season due to COVID, obviously. He came back and he played this year. He shows very good versatility. Sorry, guys. He's just a great player. He could do the run. He's very physical. He's very fast off the ball. And if we need a guard, we need offensive line that can do that if we're going to run this RPO-style offense. Who do you think, AJ? Explain to me.
What do you want to explain? That wasn't a challenge flag. It's a penalty flag.
Oh, what's the penalty flag?
You're saying you would prefer Cam Newton over Justin Fields?
Yeah, they're gonna. You telling me they're gonna do what the Chiefs did? The Chiefs, when they drafted Patrick Mahomes, he didn't start that season. Alex Smith did. Patrick Mahomes didn't start into his second season as a Chief. I think they're gonna do that.
Okay, no, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But like, if you, how am I saying this? You saw Cam Newton last year.
I did.
You really feel like something's going to change? I know what Reed said last stream that he has an off year, good year, off year. I don't believe in that. I mean, it could be true, but I don't believe in that. He puts in the effort that he puts in, and it's a whole new team, whole new chemistry. And another thing is, do you really think Justin Fields would fall to that position if they don't trade up?
I don't think Justin Fields is going to fall all that way down. I don't. I think it's really tough for the Patriots to trade right now because a lot of teams are looking for QBs and a lot of teams are just looking for that franchise quarterback right now. Even if they have a quarterback set in stone, they want the next big thing. That's what it's about right now, the next big thing, and that's a quarterback. So I don't think I see the Detroit Lions trading with the Patriots. I don't see the Broncos or the Panthers trading with the Patriots because they are looking for offensive linemen and they're looking for QBs, even though the Panthers have Darnold. Even though the Broncos have
Locke,
which he's an okay quarterback. He's not bad. I don't see that trading. We're gonna have to give up a lot of draft picks if we want to even get up there. Right now, the Patriots have 10 draft picks this year, second most, with the Jets, Jags, Cowboys, and Vikings and Packers. But I don't see the Patriots being able to have the players to trade or enough picks to trade to get there. I think these teams are set in stone and trying to look for the next big thing, as in quarterbacks and offensive players. I think right now, if you move up one spot or two spots, it's a whole big deal. It's a game changer. So that's why I don't think these teams will give up any spots in the top 10, even in the top 14 because of that.
All right. Now there is a mock, right, with the Patriots trading with the Falcons for the 4th overall pick. It is. I'm just going to tell you what the mock is, and you let me know your thoughts of it. The Patriots are getting the 4th overall pick, while the Falcons receive the 15th overall pick, a 2022 first and second round pick, and running back Sony Michel.
I could see them trading away Sony Michel. We still have three other running backs on our depth chart. But that's tough. That's really, really tough. That's you said 2 first rounders?
No, the 15 overall pick and 2022 first and second round pick along with Sony Michel.
I could see the Patriots doing that. Reason being is that they still have a lot of draft this year, and if they do a great job, they won't need to draft more players next year to fill in gaps, since we signed all these players to 2-year, 4-year extensions. But that is tough. If the Patriots do that, without a doubt, they're going to get Justin Fields, without a doubt.
You don't seem too happy about that.
I just don't think he's our guy. I don't see Justin Fields as the Patriots guy. It's like what you say with Jimmy G. You love him, you don't hate him. He's a great player, but he's just not the guy. And that's how I feel with Justin Fields. I don't think he's the guy for the Patriots.
Okay.
And if he is, he's not going to start this season. He's going to be a backup to Cam Newton, unfortunately, and he will probably start next season.
All right, heard on that. Stidham all the way. Vincent, who are the Seahawks drafting?
Ooh, dude, I don't know, man. Haven't really been too excited about it because we only have 3 picks in the entire draft.
Ouch.
I believe we have a 2nd rounder, a 5th rounder, and a 7th rounder. So, I mean, I'm not too excited about the draft for my team unless we do something extraordinary and trade future picks away again and then have the same predicament maybe 2-3 years down the line. But honestly, just for what our team needs, I believe we're going to draft a cornerback. I'm not too sure who, because I'm not too sure who's going to fall off the board in that 1st round and the beginning of the 2nd round, because we have a late 2nd round pick. So I believe our first need is cornerback, and then I believe the other 2 are going to be maybe an offensive lineman and hopefully a wide receiver. Maybe we'll find someone way out there that can just add some depth, because we're hurting in those spots in all those 3 that I said right now: cornerback, offensive lineman, and wide receiver. But, I mean, I would try to answer your question, but with those late picks, I mean, I'd be saying guys' names that nobody's even heard of lately.
Oh, yeah. I feel you there. Oh, how exciting. How exciting. Hopefully, this draft goes well. There's going to be a lot of talk about, most definitely in the 1st round for sure. But it is going to be a draft to remember. I mean, this is going to be huge. The last time a draft was like this was back in 1999. There's a huge QB class. This is the next generation, next man up, huge cornerback class. You have a once out of every 20 years tight end.
Oh, yeah.
And you still got a couple of solid running backs in this draft too. I mean, teams are going to get better. After Thursday, teams are going to get better. And I'm all up for it. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are too.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Very confused.
Well, guys, if you're joining us live, thank you all so much for being here. I saw a couple of comments on let's see what Hero turned out to say. Speaking of the draft, FaZe drafts Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's joined the Yes, Kyler Murray did join FaZe Clan. He is now part of them. Hopefully it's like another Aaron Rodgers deal where he pays too much attention somewhere else. I'm just kidding, Reed. I'm throwing shade. But yeah, I think that is pretty cool. Kyler Murray did join FaZe Clan. Reed is not entertained right now. But yes, I saw a couple comments saying if we are going to be live during the draft. It just all depends with our schedules. We all work crazy hours over here, and we barely get enough time to do this. But if things do follow through, we either going to keep you all updated through via Twitter. If you guys haven't seen us, it just came out today. Follow us on NSP Football Talk on Twitter. But if we do get a chance to go live, even if it's just a couple of us, or follow us while the draft is happening, we will announce it. So hopefully, if we don't see you all then, we'll see you guys next Monday for our draft reactions, you guys. So thank you all so much for joining us live. If you guys are here on Spotify or SoundCloud, thank you. Until next time, you guys. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be one of those guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. We're getting tons of views. Smash that like button, you guys. And also hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let it ring whenever we go live. You guys want to see us. You know you do. Come on. We're just going to be getting better. I promise you that. A lot of stuff coming your way. Smash that like button, y'all. Until next time, we're Not So Pro Football Talk. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.